Should we get into some Wiley conversation and Wiley versus anti-Semitism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have time?
Yeah. How are we for time and stuff, H? Are we good? Yeah. All right. Cool. We can. I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
You know, this one of them eggshell conversations. I feel like anytime you well, lows. This ain't a time to be saying the wrong thing, boy.
Ooh.
Now ain't time to say pentagon when you meant to say octagon. It's important though. Donny just started tweeting a madness. You know, and I know some people listen like, no, Wiley was telling the truth and that. Cool, we can get into all of that, but like, it just for me just come out of nowhere. I think if I'm right, I saw some stuff that he's spent a lot of time around Stamford Hill, so he has been around a lot of people from the Jewish community. I don't know what that really adds to conversation, but I saw people saying that as to be like he will probably know or have a bit more of an insight because he's lived alongside them. But he was just tweeting a lot of stuff of talking about like, you know, like kind of like pro-Palestine tweets.
Israel and that.
Saying obviously that land isn't really theirs. You know what I'll do, yeah? Because I want to be right with this. I'll pull up. I think I got some of them before because they took down his Twitter account, innit?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they took.
I see the series of tweets.
Let me see if I got them. Journalistic integrity over here. You got me?
Do you want me to send them to you? I got them right here.
Yeah, oh, you're legend. Oh, it's the same ones, these ones.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll say this out. Listen to me, Jewish community. Israel is not your country. I'm sorry. You can't cancel me if you didn't build me. Get out of here. Said Israel doesn't belong to you. 12 tribes thing. Don't play me because I don't hide behind lies. This was the one that jumped out. I was like, yo, this guy's nuts. In fact, there are two sets of people who nobody has really wanted to challenge. Jewish and KKK. But being in business for 20 years, you start to understand why. If you work for a company owned by two Jewish men and you challenge the Jewish community anyway, of course you'll get fired. You know, so I just like,
Not random.
yeah. I don't know if he's ever tweeted something like this or had opinions like this before, where they come from, but it was random to a lot of us. And I think because Wiley is very sporadic on the internet, and it's just like, bro, this guy's drunk somewhere, been doing too much. That's generally what I thought straight away.
Yeah.
Been doing way too much, or he's not, and Donny's looking for attention. Because I feel like we've got to a place where a little bit, probably in some people's eyes, a little too PC online, because like you don't want to get cancelled, you don't want to lose opportunities. So then what you then get is like counterculture, where people feel like I'm gonna be the face of saying whatever you can say and no one can't touch me. So I feel maybe there's a little element of that where it's like, you know, I'm Wiley, I can do what I want. But then you get the immediate response, which is kind of qualifies one of his tweets where he talks about like, if you work for a company run by two Jewish men, they can fire you. But I think it's common sense. If I represent a community and I'm in a position of power and you say something against my community, it's like, if your manager at work was gay and you was making homophobic remarks in work, I mean, Donny's going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Is that not common sense?
Yeah.
If I was a black CEO, yeah, and someone, and I've gone in their Facebook page and I see a Confederate flag or like an EDL flag, Monday morning, bro, it's like, so can you just pack your locker and stuff? You know, like that to me is just common sense. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Like so. But I feel like sometimes people, maybe it's an inferiority thing. They want to impress certain sections of people online. So like you want to appear a bit more woke, a bit more intelligent. So you say stuff, but you might not have the level of understanding, innit? So I saw the tweet about the 12 tribes thing, and I do understand like 12 tribes of Judah and like who really is that land, that strip of land that's like Jews, Christians, Muslims all claim as their heritage, their birthright, their home. That's why we don't have peace in the world. They all claim that place, innit? So there is a conversation we had about the 12 tribes of Judah and who really is, some people's like, who really is Jewish or not, or who's really God's chosen people, innit? But bro, you got to come out and really have that conversation. I don't think you can just throw like loose tweets out there, innit? You know? And I think a little bit of it is self-serving, because I saw that he was going to have the, I don't know if he's had it already, interview on Sky News. I don't know if you've seen that. So he's going to have a sit down. And what I didn't like was...
Oh, he's actually going to show up?
I think he actually has. I think it's one like from a location, video
okay.
link thing, innit?
Okay.
Because everything isn't really open yet. Good or bad, Wiley speaking for Wiley. But what's going to happen and what I've seen happening is it's now Wiley speaking for everybody, and what is also being used is to kind of discredit the good work of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
So you see that, and I'm like, this is so obvious and it's insidious, and like, low key, I don't even know if you really care about anti-Semitism, but you know it's a good political football you can use if you want to score a screamer. Because we all know, we saw it with Jeremy Corbyn's campaign.
Yeah.
Like, if I can attach that to you, I can nullify you. And it's proven because Donny isn't where I feel he should be. And look at like all the policies
Even
Conservative
kind of
Party...
forced him to step down.
Yeah, the Conservative Party, all the policies they've kind of been doing for the last like 4 or 5 months, they're Corbyn type policies. They stole his whole flow, everything. They're his... Bro,
They took the thing.
They took his thing,
They
bro.
took his 16.
Bruv,
They took a couple of his 16s.
how'd you disarm me with my own burner?
Yeah.
Bruv, the burner's got my name on it. It's my
the rubber
burner.
grip and that.
Bro, it's my burner, bro. It's that I don't like, innit? And then you see people like Preeti Patel. I'm like, yeah, you're a witch still. Because you're tweeting about Wiley. There should be no time and place that Preeti Patel even knows who Wiley is, innit? But because this has happened, she comes out in her soapbox and then tweets out condemnation for Wiley and his whole him being anti-Semitic and that. And I don't like to do the whole what about, but then it's just obvious and plain as day. You had nothing to say to someone like a Tommy Robinson or a Katie Hopkins, who for a long time was abusing certain communities. So like, definitely anti-black tweets and definitely Islamophobic tweets.
Yes.
I don't think you can even question that. It's obvious, plain as day. Then you got Alan Sugar coming out and condemning, saying we're going to do this whole like, I think say no to Jew
48
hate,
hours.
48 hours blackout. But we can pull up your old tweet where you was racist with, I think it was a Cameroonian national team.
Yeah.
Saying I recognise these guys from the beach.
Yeah.
So if you want everyone to bang for you, but I pull up and show that like we're still the butt of your jokes, your racism, like your hatred and that, it's gonna turn off a community. Because really, what this happens now, we start point scoring in it. So like, yours gets dealt with more swiftly, more harsher. You don't bang for us, even though like if we're really being truthfully, we shouldn't marginalize any communities.
Right.
But I can't go and bang for you when you don't bang for me. I can't ride out for you, you don't ride out for me. For me, I think that's just like normal human logic, bro. I can't keep feeling used and abused, like where everybody's mules, like we're ready to ride out for you all the time. But when it's us, not only are you not riding out for us, you're also part of the problem.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not it's not directly affecting him, innit? That NIMBY theory for that particular case.
But then what if I turn around and say that this is not directly affecting me?
Yeah, of course.
You know, like that's we can all have the same response, innit? So it's a difficult one, bro. I don't know how to deal with it because when you start delving deeper and then like someone as a Preeti Patel, she went against ministerial code and was having, I think when Theresa May was still in charge, she was having secret meetings with some Israeli lobbyists, like behind the Conservative Party's back. So of course someone like her will come out and tweet this because she remembers what side her bread is buttered, innit? So when you start delving deeper, because I think, I was joking about eggshells, I do want to be specific when I'm having this conversation. There are certain people that when they hear this, they don't like the whole element of describing what this community has as power. But I don't think you can call it anything other than that. Because look how swiftly it's been condemned everywhere. All big artists are talking about it. It's like good media sound bites. Say no to Jew hate. We've got to stamp this out, which I get because what happened in the Holocaust, what's happened previously in the First World War. Like you can't forget that of history, innit? You've been given your land, and I think because it was so bad, any whiff or a slight, we've got to like quell that fire quickly. We've got to put it out. But at the same time, you being able to do that for me is power, because I think our power is like SJW type activity online, innit? But within that, everybody has to be on board with us for us to get a little bit heard. See what I'm saying?
I heard that.
Yeah, so I guess what they're going to do with this is that they're going to attach it to blackness. Do you know what I'm saying?
Which it shouldn't be.
Like,
it's one. He's
there
one
you go.
entity.
So they're gonna tap into the whole grime, and then they're gonna.
I saw examples tweet. He was
know.
waffling, bruv.
Yeah, they're gonna.
What example?
He's trying to call out the grime.
He's saying the grime community to come out and speak out against this and that.
Because he's supported the Black Lives Matter movement.
I just felt it was performative, and I feel like there was women in grime saying, "Well, we've had issues like the Solo 4-5 thing." They said, "I didn't hear you talk about that. Like, why is that the Grimes community? Why didn't speak for grime?" And I think people, because of course he's viewed as a godfather of grime. I don't think they understand the dynamic, especially online.
A lot of people de-associated themselves.
And we ignore Wiley. The only time we'd pay attention is like if it's music enough related to like recently with Stormzy, and he managed to talk himself into position and he got flogged, innit? For the most part, man, just ignore Wiley. It's like it will be entertaining if he's going at someone that we collectively don't like. So when he's going at Drake, there's enough people that feel Drake's a culture vulture, so it's a good little battle to have back and forth. But it's just talk. Outside of that, no one will really care about him, innit? He's just a bit of a relic, but you can't ignore what he's done for the scene. So he always has that as a stamp in it.
That
but
association will always stick.
Like I think maybe they misconstrue how we really fuck with him. Man, don't really fuck with him like that. That's my perspective. Some people listening could.
I hear you.
You know. But yeah, it's like what I was talking about with regards to the power thing. It's like people look and they feel like, you know, like all the big banking groups and like media heads. I was reading articles about like the relationship with blacks and like Jews in regards to like music industry. Remember the famous moment in Straight Outta Compton where Eazy-E fires Jerry Heller. There's always been that undertone of like Jewish managers, lawyers and label heads taking advantage of black creatives. We were on a podcast, Reggie sat across the road and made some comments and had to pay for them.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So I think it's those things where I look, I'm like, it's not a negative. Having that power is good. What I really want is just for black people to be able to have that power. I want us to be at a position where like no one can't violate. You know?
As soon as something's said, like things shut down
Real quick.
Yeah.
just like how we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's quick and swift.
They're saying his management dropped into John Wolf and A-List. I think there's some talks that they want to take away his MBE. He's obviously not on Twitter and Instagram at the moment. I don't know how long that ban's going to be for. And they were trying to, big profile people trying to at Instagram and saying they weren't moving quickly enough. But then I go and do the whole, what about? But how long was Katie Hopkins on there for? Like, it took a lot for her to not be on there. And
She was trolling for years.
they acted eventually.
She was spewing a lot of hate
Come on, man.
for years.
So, and all I can gauge from that is, so what you're telling me is one type of hate matters more than the other. And if I'm reading it wrong, you need to explain to me why there's so much disparity across the board. So explain that to me. Maybe I'm something that I'm not understanding.
Yeah.
It's plain to see, bro. It's just plain to see. So
That's the beauty of the internet. You can pull up, you can pluck. old
digital
examples.
receipts, bro.
Yeah, digital receipts.
Dish you? When Alan Sugar tweeted, as soon as he tweeted, I was like, dish, in my head, dish you, and all the tweets popped up, and like he's like, yeah, pam him. Because even like, so Reggie said what he said, and lost. I think it was
Top of the Pops
gig,
that he
innit?
does, on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. I don't give a fuck about that, but I'm sure that's
I
was a
watched
big
that.
deal.
I watched that shit.
I like that.
I watched that shit.
Sorry, bro, innit? Sorry, innit?
Just charts on stage. Just that whole like nostalgic.
Well, him
element.
and Fern Cotton and that.
Yeah.
Cool. But then Alan Sugar had his tweet and that. And of course, maybe it's like comparing Alan Sugar to Reggie Yates and like leverage and like one being a sir and the amount of money he's got. So maybe it's just not whiteness, it's money and power.
Yeah.
But he didn't lose no job with regards to like the tweet he put out. It's blatantly racist, bro.
He is the job.
Man, he's got the apprentice, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I provide the job.
Yeah.
You can't fire me, I fire. How dare you dare me?
He is the job.
So even me saying that example, I do maybe can kind of see where it's a leverage thing, innit?
Yeah.
But still, Donny was racist when, because we spoke about it on the podcast, and like the point Reggie was trying to articulate was that why go and sign with these people that are not from your community when you could have your brethren managing you? So like a Zion Richards with Wretch and like a Stormzy and Flips and Toby and like all the different examples of people, gigs and but people from our community being managed by their brethren, by their friends, people from their area. But where he messed up was he used an adjective. He said fat Jewish man.
Yeah.
So it kind of lends to that whole greed element, insidious nature that they control all the money, the banks, that stuff. So that's where, even though at the time people were like, oh yeah, no, like no, they're wrong. I was like, listen, it is a trope that you can't say in it when you're describing a certain community. So he was wrong in it, but it's about articulating your point in it. You know, I think that's where if we're gonna shoot Wiley a bit of bill, maybe he's not articulated well, but I don't know if I trust him. Donny could just be seeking attention, and that's why I feel it's even more dangerous, because this is self-serving for you. Even I don't know what the gain is, but maybe he just wants attention.
He asked the question: is it anti-Semitic to say that Jews have power?
Some people will say yes. I don't believe So in what I've just been saying about like the example, so when things happen, how quickly things get shut down, that is power, and it's not a negative thing. I do understand why people try and dodge that word power, because it's then just like acting like these small pockets where they control media, the world, all this stuff. But if you're able to move quickly, I might want to learn from you. Like I want to know, because we say all the time, we need to move like what's the line where Jay-Z got in trouble? Was it on Story of OJ? And he was talking about buying all the property. That's how the Jews did it. And they tried to get onto him, but it's like, if you look at the video, there's all these negative stereotypes. I got someone there in blackface with a watermelon smile and that. You had no issue with that. But you had an issue with that. So even that line Jay-Z said, that's not even negative. He said, this is how they build wealth for their community. Why would you not want to do that for yourself?
But then, like, is there, like, on a broader scale, like, this is just me thinking, like, we say that, the Jewish community have, like, power and money, like, on a wider scale, like, isn't there, like, Jews or Jewish people, like, from humble beginnings that don't have peace?
There's definitely poor
like
Jewish
that,
people.
Like, you know what I mean? So
definitely that.
It's like, maybe it comes from that, like, where, you've got a lot of, like, working class Jewish people. They may just look at that and be like, oh, yeah, you're grouping us under this one umbrella.
I didn't get the Jewish dream, like the American dream.
I
didn't get my slice of the pie. I'm over here. I still need some peas.
So I guess, like, that's where the energy could be coming from as well, because there's a lot of
that's fair.
It's like, wait, hold on, this ain't what you think this is.
I ain't getting a bit of that.
But you see how we're open to both sides and trying to understand you with some context. That's what I want for my people. I'm not against you having a bias. I have a bias. I'm a black man. I have a bias for people that look like me, and even more of a bias if you're Nigerian, if you're Yoruba. Like, I have a certain bias. If you support Man United, I have a bias in it. Like, I have certain things I am passionate about. So I want certain things for us. I see that, and I'm envious in a good way. Like, I like that you can move that quickly. I like that even if people don't really bang with you like that, they know that this thing is important and they have to be on the right side of history. So they have to go all out. Because our thing is having to call out corporations, galvanizing so much support on all levels. Like, look how a lot of us spoke about the BLM protests and like how much white people there were there. It needs everyone else to get with us to be on board for us to just about be heard, innit? And to some people, they'll feel like it's not a lot of progress, even though we're making inroads, but we have to get everybody on levels. Whereas with stuff like this, it's like, yo, shut that down. ASAP, no games. And I get it, because I'm sure a lot of Jewish people growing up being told never again, like, our history, never allow this, innit? And that's why you have certain things like this. They have their nation, you have stuff going on in Israel. But what I will say in closing, and I don't know if you don't have anything else to add, I don't feel it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Israel and pro-Palestine. You go and look at someone like a Loki and a lot of the music and stuff he said over the years, and that there's a lot going on over there, innit? That isn't right. And that's how they killed Jeremy Corbyn, with like his attachment to more of the pro-Palestine movement, because human life is human life, innit? That's how I look at it. So I'm interested to find that, like, our listeners' opinions. I'm sure some people might feel we're being a bit PC, but I wanna have that chat. I would want to have. Would you be able to have like a rabbi on or someone prominent from the Jewish community for a perspective?
Yeah, if we can have an open discussion about it.
Because there's only so much you can do talking about a certain people. I want to talk to you. To get a level of understanding in it. So, what are we saying, H? I don't want to. Yeah. What I want to say before we go out, if Hakkasan is killing my people. I see. If you know what I'm talking about, there's tweets about Hakkasan and black people getting Hakkasan and ruining it and that. All I want to say is you're a coon. There's a coon-demic out in these streets.
Hey, listen, don't get caught, man.
No, don't get caught in the coon-demic, bro.
Yeah, don't get caught in the
ordinary Hakkasan.
Chef Long.
I've never been.
Oh, Hakkasan killing my people, bro. Fine dining is killing my people.
Fine dining is killing my people.
Let people enjoy stuff in peace, man.
Yeah,
that
let people enjoy things.
If black people start like frequenting a certain venue,
they're ruining it.
They're ruining it, or
read my lips, you're ruining it.
Listen, please make sure you rate, you review, subscribe, tell a friend.
Yes,
spread that good word. We're back on YouTube as well, so you've been warned. We're back on your screens. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been fucking with us. What we can do is make gratitude our attitude.
Yes.
And you're helping us to grow in that. So we'll be definitely back next week. I've been Fols forever.
Mr. Vans.
Oi, oi.
Peace.